Hey friends! So today I figured I would share something really awesome that I've been to last week. This is a super complete art show featuring the career of Yoshitaka Amano, an artist that influenced a lot of us from the entertainment industry. When we entered the space, we could see a crowd gathered around the beautiful prints and merch they were selling. And guess who just happened to be there? Mr. Amano himself. What an honor. The exhibition also had a live demonstration by the master at the opening, in which he did these two pieces, one in paper, one in canvas. The event showcased 56 years of artwork by Amano, and all his contributions through animation, comic book covers, video game concept art, and his fine art pieces. As you can imagine, it's hard to synthesize so many years dedicated to the art craft, but I did my best with my shaky, unprofessional camera handler skills. The show starts with a timeline, showcasing his biggest career milestones, from animator to art director, his illustration work for different industries like comic book work, fine art, and video game art. One of the coolest things to notice is the evolution of his skill set, and how he polished his artwork through the years, and through his different jobs. As an animator, you could already see some of his flowy lines and some particular traits that would be incorporated in his style down the line. Special attention to G-Force illustrations, as it is one of my favorites as a child. While some pieces featured in the show were high-quality glisse prints, which you could hardly tell they were prints at all, the show also featured lots of originals that were a proper feast to the eyes. Special mention to these awesome automotive paint originals that sparkle like magic. But more of that later. It is interesting to see exactly when his personal style started to be shaped, which seems to me right between his contribution to Angel's Egg and Vampire Hunter D. I personally see it as a beautiful contemporary take between Gothic art, traditional Japanese art, mixed together with lavish and luxurious Art Nouveau influence. I see so much appreciation for artists like Gustav Klimt in Amano's work, and it is gorgeous to see. The intricate patterns seem to spring to life among muted tones, ink and pencil lines, and glittering metallics. Themes of romance, sensuality, and dreams dance around ethereal and flowy compositions, which make your eyes travel through the pieces over and over again. While viewing the pieces Amano did for Vogue Italy, it made me think of how simple materials like pencil and watercolor can convey such an impression of detail and misty beauty while retaining the freshness of sketches. It really made me think that an art piece is really done when it has said what it needs to say. The rest is just plain unnecessary and pure skill ego-tripping. The quality of Amano's work shows such honesty and confidence that it is a signature of a true master. I also love to realize that all art can be elevated and bigger than life. I actually had a conversation with a friend recently that she was just mentioning how she didn't feel like her original characters deserved oil paintings. And it's crazy because here is a whole art show on original characters. Sometimes characters we've seen depicted over and over again, like Batman or Sandman. Amano's rendition of them elevates their depiction into fine art. It just makes me think, why would a historical figure that may or may not have done good in this world be deserving of art, while an imaginary character that might push you through difficult moments or inspire you greatly not be deserving of the same honor? Anyways, but that's just the musings of a geeky girl. But what is super refreshing to see is his phases. I absolutely love the section of his fine art collection of Candy Girls, which was a pop art take on his own style. The pieces were done in an aluminum base with automotive paint, and the media matched the slickness of the subjects so well, creating this wonderful glossy world of flat graphic shapes and simplified lines. Also, the effect of the glitter pigment is unlike anything I've ever seen in person. If you pay attention to the video, you can see how the glittering, it kind of jumps, like animates as you move. It's really so beautiful, and it feels like magic. It is so luxurious. It made me want to try to make my pieces the same way one day. If anyone out there knows the technique to apply this, or where I can get this paint, please let me know in the comments. You have my gratitude forever. Then, we are taken to his massive contribution to video games, where most people know Amano's work from. Fun fact, I had no idea he made artwork for Child of Light. Of course, the highlight here is the massive world of Final Fantasy. As most of us art geeks know, Amano is responsible for inspiring the main games of the series. Being involved in the concept art, logo designs, character designs of Final Fantasy since the very beginning. For anyone who's been a fan of the series, be it someone that played from the very first game, or even for someone like me that played the most iconic ones as a child, it is so impressive to see all this huge body of work together, full worlds rendered and displayed in front of you. Here, we meet some of our most loved characters, iconic designs that have become visual milestones for the industry as a whole. You can definitely see the visual language that unites all games, and the style that became the stamp of Square Enix's artwork. To this day, that visual language is still so unique and so identifiable. I can say that as a kid, this kind of artwork really set itself apart from everything else I've seen at the time. And it was definitely one of the first influences I've gathered as an artist. In this area of the exhibit, we are faced with a hallway of a literal timeline of games. The game covers and of course the beautiful concept pieces. Works in watercolor, lithographs, and ink are shown side by side with the game cartridges. We're taking down a nostalgia lane that will make every 90s kid inner child cry a little. So in your opinion, which one is the most memorable Final Fantasy? To me, it was definitely 7. It was the first time that I've encountered this kind of artwork and technology. It was the first 3D game I've ever played. And that is followed very closely by Final Fantasy IX. I just absolutely love the character designs and how their personalities really come through, both in the script of the game, in their specials, and in their look. Is just so cool. This kind of unity of a complete artwork in which sound, visual, gameplay comes together is such an awesome orchestration of Square Enix's products. I do feel like they've lost some of that magic, and I might be wrong, but I do find that like the older Final Fantasies still hold a lot of like nostalgia and magic to me. In the last section of the exhibit, we are taken through more art pieces from various projects, beside amazing illustrations. This room divider needed some extra showtime because look at this. It is a menagerie of sinuous shapes, dreamy figures, and a huge nod to Art Nouveau, making an Art Nouveau geek like me go nuts. I really like how this section shows the range of craft, experimentation, and draftsmanship that someone that is so dedicated to a life in art can accomplish. It is truly inspiring. Something that is so cool that I get from these pieces is that Amano just has ideas and really rolls with them. as big as they can be, as complicated or ornate, and he just seems to drink from a pool of so many influences and so many textures. It's just a glorious mix of the best of art history. To finish, I would just like to share this piece, which was the one that I fell completely in love with right off the bat. This is an original and massive oil painting that is literally larger than my living room. Needless to say, it leaves you feeling in complete awe of Amano and how he just seems to execute super ambitious projects his mind just dreams up. Thank you so much for staying with me and going with me in this journey. I feel like videos like this are a bit like a public service. People need to see this and need to get inspired. Art is meant to be shared and experienced. And stay with us for years to come, reading future ideas. All the best and take care, my friends. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. Share and subscribe to my channel so you don't miss another one. See you next time!